What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to YGOPD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development, and today I have a first place OTS, post-Banlist, post-Battles of Chaos, Eldlich deck profile to give you guys. Really excited to share this. Was something I've been wanting to do for quite some time. Had a lot of fun playing this deck. It was really good just to kind of unplug and play something mindless that is just super free right now. So yeah, but before I hop into it, quick new sub shout out to Killer Dude, John, Brazukal, and Hallow Man. Thank you all so much for joining the channel. Excited to have you here and excited to keep you around. And if you want to be in my new sub shoutouts, make sure your subscriber notifications are public so I can see who you are when you sub. But regardless, still a huge thank you to everyone else who has subscribed to the channel along the way and as we continue to go. With that said, let's go ahead and not waste any more time and just hop straight into the deck profile. Start off with the monsters. And we begin, of course, with Triple Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This card is pretty self-explanatory, but absolutely amazing. Protects your back from being destroyed and searches literally anything in your deck, spell or trap-wise. That we'll get into a few texts later as we go on. And then we have 2 Eldlich, the Golden Lord. You can play 3. I found 2 is perfectly fine for now. You really only truly need 1 in rotation, but obviously if that gets taken out, you want to have that second one. And then the last card that is a new tech from Battles of Chaos is the Flower Dino. If you're unfamiliar with this, it's basically if you activate a trap card or effect, or if your opponent activates a spell card or effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then if it's sent to the grave in any way, you can take 3 of your banished traps, put them to the bottom of your deck, and draw a card. Really, really good card here to use. Just makes the grind game for this deck really, really incredible, well beyond what it already was. You can play more, but for now, I just want to test one of them to see how it goes. It's pretty good, but again, it does require a little bit of setup, so it may not see play right away unless you're playing a few other cards that banish themselves from the graveyard as well. And that's it for our monsters. Moving on to our spells, we have Just Consistency, Triple Pot of Prosperity. Not much really needs to be said about this, just really insane card, lets you get to pretty much anything you need in the deck. And then 3 Cursed Eldland, our main searcher of the deck that gets you exactly what you need. That is literally it for the spells, just those 6, nothing crazy. And then on to the real meat of the deck is the traps. So we'll start with the Eldlich cards. We have Triple Scarlet Sanguine. This is our E-Telly for Golden Lord from either the deck or grave, and searches our golden lands as well. For the lands, we play Triple Conquistador. This is our face-up pop for any card that is face-up on the board. And then we play Triple Hakero. This is our basically our Called by the Grave, or DD Crow more so, for any card in the graveyard. And then the last golden land that we play is 1 golden land forever. This is our Omni Negate by sending a zombie that we control to the grave, including our Eldlich traps, which is really, really important. So definitely 1 is perfectly fine. There's a couple other techs I play that compensate for that. But because this is a little situational and you do have to have something on board, even though I know it's pretty likely to get those on board, 1 is fine. 1 is perfectly fine for now. So moving on with that, these are kind of more the staple 3 ofs in the deck that you'll see that just aren't Eldlich engine based cards. Triple Judgment and Triple Strike, not much to say there, absolute powerhouses of cards. In that same vein, we have 3 Torrential, and then the mainstay addition to the deck, 3 Skill Drain. This card is so stupid, just turns off everything. All of your cards, including Flower Dino and Heavenly Prison and Golden Lord, all your monsters, will activate and resolve in hand. So you do not have to worry about Skill Drain at all, unless you want to go into the extra deck for something. And in that case, you can always send it with Golden Lord and just turn it off. But that's it for the staple 3 ofs. The rest of these are more flex spots or different kind of trap preferences you can have, but this is just what I was using that I was a pretty big fan of. The first was 2 Dogmatic Punishment. Really like this, just sending Entis to pop extra cards. Really just deals with little problem things a little bit quicker if you don't have the ability to get to it as fast, and just a good card to set off Heavenly Prison. In that same vein, a couple Lost Wind. Really like this guy, big fan of it. The Have the Attack kind of comes up, helping you get damage done a little bit more quickly, as well as the permanent negation is quite nice, and just another card that banishes itself that we can recycle back with Flower Dino. And then the main tech that was by far my favorite card the entire day was 2 Broken Line. Absolutely nuts. Can set it off of Heavenly Prison into the column that you want to turn off. So if something already is there, like a Borreload Savage, or that like a Set Schism that'll be flipped next turn that you want to negate, you can use Prison to set that in that column. And then when it comes around to your turn, you literally just don't have to worry about it. So really cool card. Otherwise, you can always just set it under an extra monster zone or something like that. But this card was just insane all day. It was really, really good. I really like it. I might even consider just bumping this up to 3 and taking out the 1 Golden Land Forever. But a really incredible card. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the extra deck. This is obviously not the combo or Hulk build, so you can really play whatever you want. I'll just show kind of a few things I threw in here just to mess with. It's by no means a perfect or finished extra deck, but you can take this as a guide of some different things you can use. I'll start off with the links. Of course, you just have the 1 link spider. You could probably play 2, but again, just 1 to help remove those lands that are off your field into the grave to get the search going. 1 Line of the Light Charmer helps you link climb and is just the easiest charmer to make since your stuff is all light except for, the Heavenly Prison. And now with the new Battles of Chaos stuff out, you can play the Dark Charmer if you want. But since we're getting so many lights all the time, I felt Lina was the best one to go with. And then just Nightmares for basic spot removal. We have 1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, and then 2 Nightmare Unicorn. And then the last link is 1 Underworld Goddess. You can play whatever link you choose, whether that is Boral Sword, Access Code, whatever you want. I prefer this just because it's guaranteed removal. And you do get a lot of bodies on the field pretty quickly because even between something like Heavenly Prison, Lord, and Golden Land, there's already 3 bodies on the board right there. So, you can use one of your opponent's monsters in that way to keep going. Obviously, you need at least 4 bodies on your field or at least a link 2 on their end. So it's just a really good card, and it's just something that people don't really expect. I think it's a card that most people don't really still play around, but I really prefer it. It's a solid card by far. And then after that, we play Triple Entis. This is our punishment target here. 3 of these are definitely really, really good. You can play Wind Pegasus. You can play a few other choices, but this was kind of my go-to right away. And then after that, we play 1 Omega. Again, if you have space, you could probably throw in a Wind Pegasus. I couldn't find a common lying around, so this is just kind of what I went with here. And then we're going to wrap up the extra deck with a few Xyz monsters. We have 1 Lieb, 1 Super Dreadnought, and 1 Gustav Max. You can obviously play a second Gustav Max. I would most definitely do that. I just didn't have a second one lying around. But, these are all level 10 Xyz, which you can make with the Lord of Heavenly Prison and Golden Lord, or just 2 of each of those, however your board's set up. But burning for 2k in time is solid. Making the 6k and punching over something is really, really good. This is okay to stall for a turn. Not really needed. Again, never really went into it. Definitely should be a second Gustav Max, but we had the extra slot, so, why not? And then, of course, we're playing Exceeds. You always got to throw in a Zeus to go with it. So, and that is it for the extra deck, and that is it for the deck profile. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you found some cool text and learned something new. Consider dropping a sub and leaving a like for the channel to keep updated with any future content I do. With that said, thank you again